First you want to kill me, now you want to kiss me. Blow.
You've got 3 seconds for it.
I'm gonna amp this baby up, see how it sounds.
Question is 1
This is the FakeShamp.net podcast. Thank you for listening, and my name is Glenn, and sitting across from me, as he always does, is the ever dapper.
Oh, that's lovely. I'll accept
strapping?
that. Thank you.
Are you strapping?
Well, hey, I'm packing. Heat.
What's your name?
I'm Jarret.
Nice to meet you,
Yeah.
Jarret.
Yeah.
We're-
This is very complimentary. Is this because we've got a special tonight?
we have a
Special
very,
show?
very special ooh kind of episode.
Oh, that reminds me. Actually, I don't know if this is the right place to bring up. Did I ever tell you that I was on Perfect Match, the TV show?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I was on the first episode when the series returned in 2003, and
Was that Greg Evans?
No,
Who
that
did
was
that? Oh,
the
Cameron Daddo.
No, it was a female host. She used to do God, the name. She's blonde. She was on like the Great Outdoors or something.
Joe Beth Williams, Katrina Roundtree.
No, but yeah, along that train of thought. But yeah, your little singing number actually reminded.
That's
brought back
exactly what it
memories
was.
Of it. Yeah.
At least I've got enough.
And there was no Dexter on that one, unfortunately.
Really?
Little robot. Yeah.
It's not.
No, they had Aggro. I think I must have told you this before.
Aggro?
Yeah, Jamie Dunn. Aggro was on the program.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what that leads us to is the fact that we've got a special Valentine's Day podcast.
That's correct.
Love songs and dedication. But we can't pass by the opportunity to talk about some rom-coms and romantic films, given that it is that time of year. Yeah. And so I want to ask you,
Yes, sir.
what's your favourite kind of romance film, and what to you constitutes a good one? What makes a great romantic film, whether it's a comedy or a drama?
Okay, for me, I'm more partial to sort of your more romantic dramas than your romantic comedies. I do like a good romantic comedy, but generally a romantic comedy to me has got to be a little bit different and bizarre, kind of like a 50 Days of Summer or She's Out of My League or something like that. It's a little bit offbeat and fun, but I prefer romantic dramas and, you know, I guess the Nicholas Sparks sort of stuff, but generally stuff that kind of has an element of tragedy to it too.
Yes.
I always find
and
that
Nicholas
resonates
Sparks
well
has
with me.
tragedy in everything.
Well, everything up until recently. His last couple pictures, The Best of
bubblegum.
Me, The Lucky One, and the one that was prior to that, Dear John, maybe?
Yep.
And there was another one, Safe Haven. No One Bloody Dies, or no one that's the main party. Neither of the lovers.
It is No
die.
Message in a Bottle.
No Message in a Bottle. No. What was another one like the? Well, I don't know the name.
Walk to Remember.
You know, Walk to Remember. Yeah. Nights in Rodanthe.
Yes.
That's a great one. Richard Gere and Diane.
It's a really surrealist kind of film too, because it's all soundstaged and it's really bizarre.
Very bizarre. But I really had a soft spot for that one.
Cool. Well, it's kind of I guess the Nicholas Sparks is a good example. I wouldn't say they're like what I gravitate towards.
No.
But manipulation is what I gravitate towards. I like to be teased and I like to be dragged along and pulled, all the strings pulled, and you know, all the heartstrings and all that. I like and
all
you know,
the feels.
And when there's a rom-com, I like it to be overly sappy and pappy. You know.
I feel you.
Like, did you ever see Return to Me with David Duchovny, Minnie Driver?
I still haven't seen that one.
That one's one. Like, it's a hokey kind of film.
Transplant thing.
And the guy that ends, the girl that ends up with the heart turns out to be, you know, he falls in love with her, not knowing that it's his wife's heart.
This sounds awfully, sort of similar to a Nicholas Sparks
it
adaptation I saw recently.
But it's a whole different league as far as like the comedy elements and whatnot, and that's the kind of thing, you know, something that really just manipulates me and makes me all mushy just when I know it's stupid, you know, to be feeling that way and reacting to a film.
Oh yeah, and when we discuss some of the films that I like, they're very much.
Well, what are some? Well, we can do that.
Well, in that kind of league, I'm just looking at my massive list of films.
Because you're a big softie. You're romantic at heart.
I've got about like 30 films here that I've jotted down, but amongst them that really plays sort of by the numbers. I guess The Proposal with Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
It's a by the
Betty
numbers comedy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's hilarious and it's fun. And I'm not even that big on Sandra Bullock, but the chemistry's
That's
really
funny
present
that
on
because
screen.
that gets a lot of replay value in our house because the
great.
girls watch it a lot, and that campfire scene's pretty damn funny.
Very fun.
And anything that Betty White tends to be, you know,
Yeah,
there's something
she's a great
there.
comic aside.
Yeah. Because
Ryan Reynolds, what a heartthrob. He's on my list again.
Is there anything he can't do?
Definitely Maybe. I also really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, and that's Isla Fisher, I think.
Yeah, she's one of the cast of Ladies and Rachel Weisz.
Yes.
One.
Yeah.
That was a really good one. Saw that at the drive-in. Didn't expect it to be as amazing as it was.
Cool. I've got Serendipity listed here.
Oh, I've got that down too.
Have you? Yeah.
I love John Cusack.
Yeah, same here.
And I mean, that was when Kate Beckinsale was ridiculously attractive and doing those type of films, not just doing
and cute.
Len. What's his name? Len Wiseman.
Oh, Len Wiseman.
Yeah.
Underworld.
And that's her husband. Yeah.
Yeah. Are they still together? I think so.
I believe so. They're probably doing another Underworld film as we speak.
Yeah, no doubt. Serendipity is fantastic. It's
That's great.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. Like, it just manipulates you. And
Absolutely. Jeremy Piven's in it. Like, he always pops up in most of Cusack's films, but,
Cool. All right, what's another one on your list?
Say Anything. One of my all-time favorites.
Oh my god, John Cusack.
John Cusack. Yeah. Cameron Crowe directed. Iona Sky. Oh, God.
That's the old trench coat ghetto blaster.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In Your Eyes. It was actually the song when my wife and I were announced as husband and wife. That's the song that we walked in on the reception to,
Wow.
you know.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Great movie.
You're,
But,
you're manipulating me. I'm feeling all Gucci inside.
No, but that's a classic. And I mean, John Cusack is a bit of a king of these type of films. I didn't like Must Love Dogs. I thought I was going to love it.
I didn't like that at all. There was
really
actually a
disappointed
film
with
that
that.
came along just before it called Dog Park, which had...
that was the weird one with Molly Shannon?
Yes.
Yeah.
And David Spade. No, that was Lost and Found. Another one that was...
That's the one where he's holding the little dog naked.
Yeah, but they're both very similar to Must Love Dogs. You know, where the love story revolves around the pets and...
How could you get it wrong, though? John Cusack, it should have been good. Diane Lane, hot as hell. Where did the film fail?
Well, I actually think the failure was... I don't think there's chemistry between the two. I think there's...
Ill pairing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. I'll name two in a row here just so we can
go
get
for
through
it.
these. Well, a classic. I can't go past Notting Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Notting Hill is just, to me, it's almost a perfect film.
It's a pretty good film.
It is.
Really
as far as rom-coms go, I think
Reese,
hard to beat.
Reese Effens is his name?
Reese Effens or whatever his name is. Yeah,
he's great.
Yeah, Chicks Dig Great.
Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And along the rom-com things, I've got My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I also think that's close to perfect. That hits all the right notes for me.
I've got to watch it again. Like, I only ever saw it once when it came out on video, and I really do like John Corbett.
Yeah,
is that his name? He's
great.
I loved him in Northern Exposure.
Yes, he is good. And actually, him and Nia Vanderlos, who
they did that other movie.
They did
My Life in Ruins.
No, that was actually her second follow-up. And she also did
I Hate Valentine's Day.
I Hate Valentine's Day is the one where they reunited,
which was shit.
It was terrible,
Yeah,
terrible. But they
actually agreed on that. I was waiting for you to go, are you serious?
No, that was terrible.
Yeah, that was a shitty
and
one.
My Life in Ruins was terrible as well. But I actually gave that a second go, and I liked it a lot more the second time. But I believe there's a sequel to My Big Fat Greek Wedding coming soon.
So it's on the cards. It's been a long time. That was like
they did a TV series
or something. Yeah, they did that TV show.
Produced by Tom Hanks and
My Big Fat Greek Family or something
Life,
like that.
Life,
okay.
Yeah. All right, you name two.
Okay, well, I'm going to go back to Christian Slater. We haven't even touched on Christian Slater. I'm sorry.
No.
Okay, but I've got two Christian Slater films. The first being True Romance, which was one of the choices we were talking about doing as a focus film. But I figured, Tarantino stuff. I know it's Tony Scott directed, but it's
a really beautiful violent film.
Sweet movie, and so heartbreaking. The scene with James Gandolfini and her. But the score is just so beautiful, and how it ends. It's just, it's amazing. I
Michael
really,
Rappaport,
really like
what's his name? Bronson Pinchot, I think.
Yeah, Bronson Pinchot,
so
Gary Oldman, Val Kilmer as
Elvis.
Yeah. And I was going to mention another Christian Slater.
Is it Bed of Roses?
Yeah, I've got Bed of Roses here.
Oh, cool.
Bed of Roses. I really like that
I nearly
movie.
put that on my list, yeah.
It's a great
film. It's a G-rated film that just makes you feel so good.
I think I was dating a girl when that movie came out. I really wanted to take her to see it, and then I don't know if she broke up with me or I broke up with her, but needless to say, we weren't dating by the time the movie rolled around, and I already pre-bought the tickets, because they didn't open around Valentine's Day.
Probably.
Yeah,
no
so
doubt.
I ended up taking my sisters.
Oh. Yeah, weird.
Yeah, she didn't even put out.
Alright,
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
That's kind of hot.
Okay, yes.
I'm going to throw in soon. I'll just do a switch in sort of type of romantic film. Like Water for Chocolate.
Yes. Okay.
Beautiful film.
Yeah,
Alfonso
absolutely.
Garou, who
Yeah,
was El
Spanish
Guapo
film.
in Three Amigos. He directed that one, and they did the follow-up as well, which was A Walk in the Clouds with Keanu Reeves.
That looks pretty balls.
Thematically, a thematic follow-up, you know,
set
with
in the
vineyards,
grapes,
the vineyards and all that. It's
I
not
saw
bad.
the poster, and I'm
But
a
yeah.
big Keanu Reeves fan, but
Yeah,
he wasn't
like
getting
Water
my
for
money.
Chocolate it's a beautiful film. It's all about, you know, how food and sensuality are interconnected, and you cook
Yeah.
for you put your love into your food.
And there's a Sarah Michelle Gellar film similar to that. Was it Simply Irresistible or something? The one she did where she was crying into the food. Her tears made it taste all the much better. I don't know.
Buffy Tears.
Yeah. Buffy Tears.
Buffy Tears.
Sweet Buffy Tears.
And I've got another foreign film.
Right.
I can't go past Wings of Desire.
Oh, that's funny because I was immediately looking on my sheet and I've written City of Angels,
which is the remake.
Yes.
Yeah, which is arguably a lot more sappier.
It's a totally The Wings of Desire is a beautiful piece of art, shot in black and white, stunningly shot, just beautiful,
subtle too,
great
because
cast.
the love stories, it's implied. It's
Absolutely.
not even, you know, it's not even sort of exploited.
And City of Angels is just so over the top, but amazing. And you know, you've got the Goo Goo Dolls Irish song in there. And yeah, I got that on CD single when that movie came out. I just bought it on Blu-ray recently.
Wow. It's exactly what I was talking about. Manipulation of the heart.
Totally. Gets me every time.
Yeah. God, what else? I've got a lot more here. I've got Shadowlands, of course, with Anthony Hopkins and Deborah Winger.
Yes, a bit of a fuddy-duddy. Yeah.
Gets me every time.
I've never watched it.
He plays C.S. Lewis, you know, the author of Narnia.
Yes.
It's his true story.
Right, I never realised that.
It's a true story,
so maybe I will have to watch it.
And directed by Richard Attenborough.
Right. Oh, okay.
It's got all the right ingredients,
Yeah,
you know, and it's just a beautiful film. Even that weird Joseph Zito kid or whatever he's... No, not Joseph Zito, that's the director.
That's the director.
Joseph...
Friday the 13th part 4, the final chapter.
Romance.
Right.
No, the kid from Jurassic Park, he's in it.
Oh, okay, that was his third.
Outbreak
I'm
role.
sorry. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to check.
And in the same sort of context of Shadowlands, Remains of the Day with Christopher Reeve, and I think we've had a conversation about that before.
Is that Anthony Hopkins in that as well? Emma Thompson.
Yeah.
And Christopher Reeve
on a horse before he fell off it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but that's a great film because it's a love story that you don't see. Like the love is implied, and it's a heartbreaking, long-winded, drawn-out kind of love story that spans 50 years. And
right,
it's
but it never really gets
unattainable love, and it's that kind of thing.
But they both have a similar feeling for one
but
another?
they never do anything because they're
kind
too,
of like Lost in Translation.
Yeah, they're too proper, so
right.
they
of course, they're British. They're stuffy.
That's right, and they go their whole lives never actually expressing, but it's just implied. And I think it's a beautiful film. That's a Merchant Ivory film.
Well, yeah, and I do like those type of films, like Lost in Translation.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful sort of platonic kind of romance, you know.
Yeah.
What about going back to Cameron Crowe, Jerry Maguire?
Yeah, of course.
Love Jerry Maguire. Great film.
You had me at going back.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a classic. The human head, what is it? The size of a watermelon or something? I can't
That's
remember.
right. Little Jonathan Galecki or
yes.
Lipnicki. Jonathan Lipnicki.
Yeah. Oh man, have you seen photos of how that kid looks
He's
these days?
in the movie. He was in a movie I saw the other day where he plays a drug addict thug.
Right.
Wish I could remember what
But
it was.
he's grown up and he's actually a good-looking dude.
Big buff. He's
the opposite of Haley Joel Osment. Haley Joel Osment grew up. He looks like
pudgy.
A boy's face on a man's body.
He's a doughboy.
Yeah. He's like, he's great in Tusk.
He's actually quite good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's still got that acting thing going for him.
What about Reality Bites?
Love it. So dated though.
No, yeah, but I think it's a time capsule. It's a total time capsule film.
It's a period piece
I
now.
love that.
It's a period piece. So all right. What about? I've only got a couple more.
Right.
I want to go classic Jimmy Stewart with The Shop Around the Corner.
Is that that's the original version of You Got Mail? Right?
It is. However,
I've never seen this
I
one.
always knew it as the original. So
Mm-hmm.
I saw You've Got Mail first, but I went back and checked this one out. It's really there's not much not much relation between the stories, to be honest with you. Like the pen pal aspect, yes, but everything else, they actually work together in the original. They're not owning competing stores or businesses or anything like that. It's a great film.
I've never seen it, but
really
Jimmy
oddly
Stewart's
too.
so great.
Really oddly, it's set in Budapest. But they've all got
okay.
American accents,
Right.
and it looks like a small town America.
Yeah.
But just pretty much for shits and giggles, the director decided I'm going to set it in Budapest because that's where I grew up. That's what I'm romantic about.
Cool.
And it just doesn't matter.
Something different. Now, a weird trivia note for you. Did you know that the website for You've Got Mail is still active?
Is it really?
Yeah, and it's like, You've Got Mail would have been about, 99? 2000-ish? Yeah, the website, and it's exactly how it worked. Very weird. I encourage you to check it out.
Does that mean they own the domain for 20 years or something like that?
I think they've totally kept it, and because it's such a time capsule of what the internet was at that period in time, it's bizarre.
And yet it's not a film
really
that has much
strange.
resonance.
No.
You know?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's one of those weird things. I think maybe partly because I do recall AOL or something having huge involvement every time they got the letter. You've got mail alerted, and it was like almost like a bit of an advertisement.
It was trendy, like it was like, oh, this is a new thing at the time, and everyone can relate to what they're talking
Absolutely.
about.
And email's so passe. Everyone's using social media.
Yeah.
Going back to stuffy British films that aren't really that stuffy, Four Weddings and a Funeral.
Of course.
Classic.
Which goes along with the Notting Hill kind of...
I only watched it again last year, and it's just, it's amazing. Andy McDowell, Groundhog Day.
Who directed that?
That was...
Roger Mitchell.
No, is it the chap that did About Time?
Yes, that's Roger Mitchell, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so.
Maybe, I don't know.
Oh, we could be wrong,
The
but
name
anyway,
doesn't sound
yeah.
familiar, but...
He did.
Oh no! It's Mike Nell. Mike Neal.
Mike Neal.
Mike Nell. I don't know. Some pronunciation similar.
We-
That's the guy that did Four Weddings.
We have these stuff up at least once every episode.
The Graduate. One of my all-time favorite
That's
films.
good. That's good.
It's a pretty different type of romance.
It is. It really is.
One I only saw a couple of years ago that the wife introduced me to that I never thought I'd get around to seeing, but always had a little spot of curiosity for. I saw it and I melted. I loved it. Meet Joe Black.
Yeah, nah.
Didn't like it?
No.
When did you last watch it? I only watched this film for the first time.
We discussed this on the second on the
Right.
episode we had Aidan Pruitt and
Right.
and his missus in, and we talked about that film because
Oh,
that was
there
one
you
of
go.
that was his guilty pleasure.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh wow, Meet Joe
Or was it
Black.
Mickey Blue Eyes?
Mickey Blue Eyes,
Oh,
dude.
shit.
Yeah, no. Meet
Sorry, Aidan.
Joe Black with Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
and
still don't like it.
Claire Forani and
No.
and your favourite Anthony Hopkins. The
I
score is so incredible, and it's just such a beautifully shot film.
all right,
It's such a moody
I'll do
piece.
you the favour and I'll rewatch
You
it.
should totally do it.
Right.
Edward Scissorhands, another
Of
one
course,
of my
of
wife's
course.
favourites. Ghost?
Yeah,
Yeah?
Tony Goldwyn's good in that.
Ghost?
And
What about Dirty Dancing then?
No.
Patrick Swayze? No! How could you not like
all right,
Dirty Dancing?
I will shock you because I like Dirty Dancing Havana Nights more than I like it. Yes.
Sacrilege.
Hey, shut the
Dude,
fuck up.
Dirty Dancing.
No,
It's
yeah.
an all-time
No,
classic.
Man, it shits me, that film. Like,
Oh.
it's just one of those. I think at the time I had stepsisters that were just watching it over and over, and it was
Dude,
like,
I had the soundtrack on vinyl when I was 7.
sing
I
a song.
loved it. Hungry. Every time I hear that song, I think of Hungry Jacks, because Hungry Jacks was using it for a point in time.
You actually,
Well, look at you, and I can't disguise it.
you sounded a bit like
Hungry thighs.
and that was Brian Murray Doyle singing "Hungry Eyes."
The Bodyguard.
Of course,
Yeah,
yeah,
good.
right. Yeah, that's Lawrence Kasdan.
Yes,
Yeah, absolutely.
yes, and directed by the name is it's a strange one, and it's eluding me. God, I hate that.
Clearly, we don't have real notes with us when we record these podcasts. Otherwise, we'd know this kind of shit.
Yeah. No, the name's eluding me. Sorry about that.
That's
what about
right.
Silver Linings Playbook?
Yeah, love it.
That
I actually
was
love it. That was,
great.
there was a lot of beat up around that. A
Yeah.
lot of people.
People
reject-
getting hung up.
I mean,
about
it
not
had a
being
lot of
proper
fanfare, but
representation
yeah,
of depression.
and I get really shitty about people that protest films based on inaccuracies. It's like a fucking movie. Get over it. But yeah, no, what a performance! What two great performances! They just, and even Jackie Weaver was in. Beautiful in that.
Oh, Rob De Niro, phenomenal.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
and Chris Tucker making a bit of a comeback in a great role.
And it was a very good comeback too. Like,
Totally.
yeah, because he's had a whole lifestyle change as well. So
Yeah.
that was sort of real reflection in his acting too.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, let me get another one in.
All right,
I
go
think
for it.
I've only got one more in listed here, but I could probably just spew off some more
Yeah.
anyway. But my favourite New Zealand director is Vincent Ward, and he made a film called Map of the Human Heart, which has
Right,
John
yes.
Cusack in it.
Yeah,
Plays
yeah.
the map maker.
I never saw it.
It's
It's about like
a gorgeous
91 or so.
Yeah, it's about a
92.
little
Yeah.
Inuit boy from up
Yes.
north of like
Nanak
Alaska.
Nord.
Yes,
Okay.
and he gets brought down into the Western world and put into like boarding school and meets a girl at school, but their lives go separate ways.
No,
but they
I
meet
have.
up
I
again,
definitely
and,
did see it. Yes, it's all. Yeah, it's
Beautiful
coming
film.
back.
It's
to me
got
now,
Ben
yeah.
Mendelsohn because it is
It
sort
has
of a
just has
co-Australian
a bit of
production.
weird sort of sexual discovery scene. And
On a top of a hot air balloon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I
It's
did
a
see
great
this movie.
film.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful film, and it just
Really, I remember it being quite exquisitely shot.
Vincent Ward's a very artistic filmmaker. I love all of his films, to be honest with you, but that one is one of the first I saw of his, and he doesn't make enough movies, to be honest. But Map of the Human Heart, good title too.
What about Just Like Heaven?
Reese Witherspoon. Yeah, it's cool. That's kind of like a modern Ghost, really.
Like Ghost, but almost better, except it didn't have the the pottery scene and the Unchained Melody. Yeah.
And speaking Ghost Town with Ricky Gervais, what a gorgeous film.
I just recently bought that for about $1 at a market.
And don't ask me to...
I've got to give it another chance.
Don't ask me to quote it.
Didn't think much of it.
Don't ask me to quote it, but the end line, like Ricky Gervais' final line, is probably my favourite romantic line in any film.
Right.
I can't remember it verbatim, so I'm not going to bother doing any injustice. But...
Did I?
Right. Yeah.
As good as it gets?
Yeah.
You had me in hello.
Yeah.
Well, actually, she said that. He just
it's
goes...
not my favourite James
People
L.
that speak in metaphor should shampoo my crutch.
Yeah,
that's a great line.
Full of great moments. It's full of great moments.
Movie.
But
it's very cool.
As far as James L. Brooks films go, it's nowhere near my favourite.
Well, you see Helen Hunt in a wet shirt, and I found that really uncomfortable at the movies watching it. I was like, this just doesn't
until you saw the sessions and you see so much more
that
of
was
her.
ridiculous. I didn't enjoy that film, but I really... Yeah, that was way too much.
I've never liked Helen Hunt.
Yeah, no, Trances, dude, or Future Cop. Come on.
Well, I love Trances, but I don't like her in it. When she left the series, that was kind of good. She was actually... she was about 13 when she was in Roller Coaster, and I watched that recently.
Oh, yeah, the
very
disaster film.
Precocious, and it's actually a really underrated film, that one. But we're not here to talk about this.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Helen Hunt, too.
Right, do you have any more before we move on?
Yes. Emily.
Yeah, of course.
The animated version of Beauty and the Beast.
Yes. As in Disney.
Yeah. The Fly.
Oh, don't go there.
No, The Fly is a tragic romance, but it's so tragic because I really genuinely buy the chemistry between Gina Davis and Jeff Goldblum on screen, and I feel so, like, it tears me up when at the end what has to happen.
Of course. But I mean,
it's a hybrid movie.
Of course.
It's
because this came up on our Facebook page recently when I said, "Hey, what are some Valentine's movies that you love?"
Did someone say The Fly?
No, but they said something similar, like a horror film.
Yeah, but that was I remember.
Can't remember.
Warm Bodies.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Warm Bodies.
I saw someone mention.
Yeah, they did, but that is definitely a rom-com. But no, someone said something, and I just said, "Well, would you take your partner to
I'd take my wife to see The Fly. I took her to see
romantic...
Scanners on her birthday.
as a romantic date, yes.
The English Patient.
Nah, I hate that film.
Oh my god.
Yeah, nah.
Really?
And I saw it twice at the cinemas.
Such a good movie.
I guess I'm with the critics on that one.
Only You?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
What a classic.
Chances Are?
Oh my god, yeah, I love Chances Are. I've been thinking about buying the Blu-ray from the States. That's a great
That showed up on a list the other day I was looking at of like worst romantic films of all time.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super good. I watched it in a double feature at the drive-in with Blind Fury.
Oh, I had the mega hots for Sybil Shepherd back then.
Yeah, she was a fox.
Yeah.
And I even had a little thing for Mary Stuart Masterson. I always get confused because there's Mary Stuart Masterson.
From like Robin Hood. No, that's
Mary Stuart Masterson.
Oh, we're talking
Mary Stuart Masterson.
We're talking
Bed of Roses
and Fried Green Tomatoes.
Yes,
yeah, cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I think I've pretty much run the gamut. Oh, Garden State.
Yeah, I've run the gamut. I've got more.
Garden State.
Yeah, Garden State's beautiful. I haven't seen his new one yet.
I haven't either. I'm really keen to check it out. I've heard mixed.
Might do that next week. I've got that sitting there.
Yeah,
cool.
I believe actually one I saw fairly recently.
Yeah.
If I Stay.
Oh, who's
brand new one?
Yeah.
Chloe.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Haven't
watched it yet.
Oh, it's a good one.
Cool.
Yeah,
We could probably go on forever.
We
do.
For like
I
will
20
leave
minutes.
it at that, dude.
Alright, that just brings us on. We're going to jump straight into our focus film of this week, which is a doozy. What have we watched tonight?
We watched P.T. Anderson's contemporary classic, Punch Drunk Love.
Hi, this is Janice the operator. Who's this?
Okay, this is Barry Egan. You talked to me? Do you remember?
No,
Call me up.
sweetheart. I don't remember you.
Cut the crap, lady. You said your name was Georgia. You said our conversation was confidential, and I trusted you. And then you called me, and you asked me for money. Am I right? Am I right? Get your supervisor on the phone. Whoever owns that place, I want him on the phone. Do you hear me?
Okay, can you hang on a second, please?
No more phone crap. I'm not getting around with you.
Yeah, this is Dean.
Hey, it's me. Does guy from LA, Barry Egan. He's calling on the other line. He's saying all this stuff. He wants to talk to a supervisor or whatever.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
I put him through.
No, this is bad. Something
Shut
must have
up.
happened.
Will you shut up?
Okay, sexy. I'm gonna connect you with my supervisor now.
You're in trouble, honey.
Who's this?
Hello, sir. My name's Barry Egan. I called your service the
Why
other
don't you
night.
shut the fuck up?
Oh, what's that?
I said calm down and shut the fuck up. What's the problem?
The problem is, if you give me a chance to explain, one of your employees, that girl who I was just speaking with, has been threatening me, and 4 blonde gentlemen just attacked me and smashed my car and hurt my girl.
All right, go fuck yourself. That shit has nothing to do with me. All right, I run a legitimate business here.
Listen to me. What's your name, sir? Answer me!
What's your name, asshole?
I'm Barry Egan!
How do I know? You could be anybody,
You're a
fuckhead.
bad person. You have no right taking people's confidence in your service. You understand me, sir?
You're sick.
No.
Shut up! Shut the fuck
You have
up!
no right to take people's
Shut
trust.
up! Will you shut up? Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Now!
Are you threatening me, Dick?
Why don't you go fuck yourself!
Oh. Fuck! Did you just say go fuck myself?
Yes, I did.
That wasn't good! You're dead!
Awesome, and this is
Incredible film.
Punch Drunk Love. What a film!
You saw this one in the theaters, man?
Yeah, definitely
I
did.
saw it twice.
Yeah,
in
it blew
the
me
theaters.
away.
Yeah.
2002, Paul Thomas Anderson, starring Adam Sandler and Emily Watson.
Yeah.
Do you want to give us some kind of rundown, or do you want me to do that? You're better at this one.
Well,
Adam Sandler plays a
awkward,
introverted,
yes,
depressed, you could say,
absolutely, yeah,
character who-
by his own admission in the film.
who's essentially the victim of his sister's taunting.
7 sisters.
7 sisters, and
Yeah.
never had love, never found love. Runs his own business, but is very meek and mild. And then along comes this cute, petite little lady.
But we never really find too much out about her background. But she seems
not a
like
lot. Yes.
of wife.
She's
damaged.
She's a complementary character to his
Absolutely.
to his condition. Absolutely,
Yeah.
and
She sees something in him that obviously, apart from Louis Geisman and some close friends that he works with, obviously see a lot of qualities in him.
Yeah.
But she sees something beyond, his just pleasant sort of awkward demeanour, and she sees right into his soul.
Yes.
And she can tell what kind of person
Absolutely.
he is. And man, he does a lot of freaky things when they first meet, even on
that
their
would
first
drive
date.
any normal woman away.
Precisely,
Yep.
but she knows that, if she just sort of stays there and keeps digging a bit, she'll...
Maybe I'm what he needs, and I'm dead,
Yeah.
and he's definitely what I need. Kind of
Absolutely.
thing. What strikes me about this film, Paul Thomas Anderson came off a string of other films that were
Yeah.
very heavily ensemble driven. So you had multiples of characters, like really,
Yeah.
a lot of them, all named characters.
And very character, dialogue.
Yeah,
heavy.
interconnecting
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. Whereas this film feels like an antidote to all of them, where
Yeah.
it's pretty much just the focal point is these two people.
That's it.
And then that
and
is
it's
it.
pretty much Adam Sandler. Like, she is the second lead, the
Yeah.
love interest.
It's a
but
him
it's
film.
his perspective.
Absolutely, and every other character in it is significant to the film, but insignificant to his life in the way we perceive it.
Yeah.
Like they're all just happenstance, and they also work towards.
They're triggers to make
Yeah,
things
absolutely.
happen. There's this. For me, watching it, we were talking about how he's holding on to things, quite literally holding on to objects. Like, toward the end, he holds onto a phone from all the way from California to Utah and back to, actually leaves it in Utah. And I think that is a big focus, and he's holding up all this pent-up rage and all this, mixed emotion.
Can't let it go.
And it's all about letting go at points in time. And he can't move forward unless he resolves something here and then... Yeah, so I think it's all about sort of opening up.
And there's a lot
and
of
letting go.
symbolism like that right throughout
Completely.
the film, and like we mentioned, the very first time we see him on screen, he blends into the wall.
Yeah,
he's just
He's part of the wallpaper.
Absolutely. Great film.
Beautiful cinematography, a lot of lighting, and as we mentioned, like a lot of lens flare.
Absolutely, yes.
All intended sort of things. Beautiful, a lot of tracking shots.
Overexposed at times.
Yeah, yeah. And it's stunning. It almost feels like Instagram motion picture before there was Instagram. Like,
Yeah,
you know, all these
good.
effects. That
That's a
people,
great way to look at it.
It's just, yeah, it is truly a piece of work. And the score is, at times, and that's sound design, is truly unsettling. Because we had it up to 100.
Yeah.
We didn't have it running through the amp, had it running through the TV speakers. Because we had it at 100, it kept the dialogue and everything on a great sort of, you know, normal listening level. But then when...
Everything peaked when action
when there
happened.
was, absolutely, and it made you uneasy, which... Obviously, a lot of those elements in the sound design were done intentionally to kind of put you in that same mindset and sort of anxious, I guess, kind of state that Adam Sandler's character is in throughout the film.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just what a...
Do you know
what a
what
perfect
struck me
film.
actually about it tonight? And I never realised this. I've seen it a few times, but it's very Hitchcockian in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
There's
the shot where they're running down the alley and you have the silhouette. I was thinking the same thing when we were watching. I was like.
And even
wow.
the scene where Philip Seymour Hoffman's introduced, you know, you got well, not introduced, but his character has a big scene, and you get the shot front view going in really slow motion, sort of zooming in on him.
A lot of those tracking in shots too, you know, that I really think.
And
it's like the camera is always not like a, you know, shitty, unstable, you know, steady camera. It just feels like the camera's part of the bigger picture, and you are the camera, and you're moving, and you're trying to follow and trying to.
It's very interesting when you mentioned the color scheme of it before, because that almost is very, very. It's shot almost like a black and white film in that you know the lighting is set up as if it was a black and white film where you've got to overshoot things or overlight.
Absolutely, because there's so many shades of color at points in time, shades of dark,
beautiful,
things of that nature.
Beautiful,
but incredible film, like all round, and Adam Sandler, in my opinion, gives the performance of his career. Yeah,
it definitely. He's done a few serious roles, but this is the one that really just.
And this was the first one.
Yeah, it was.
It was a big chance for P.T. Anderson to take on Adam Sandler to do it, because I doubt that a lot of people would have thought that he could have done drama.
So Lifesavers?
I love Lifesavers. Yeah, or Mixed Nuts, as it was known here when it was first released on
we should have done that for the Christmas special.
It's a great movie.
Nora Ephron, and she's the romance queen, you know.
Absolutely.
Well, there you go. We've connected it to another film, but not one you'd expect to connect it to.
No, not quite.
Well, what's your take on Adam Sandler just generally?
I still watch the bulk of his films. The only film that I haven't... There's two films that I haven't watched of his entire career, and they're two of the more recent films, Just Go With It, which I've actually heard's quite good with Jennifer Aniston. And the other one I haven't seen is I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, because... Kevin James in it. I don't find it funny. Okay. No. And I knew that it was apparently a bit of a knockoff of the Aussie one, Strange Bedfellows.
It definitely is, yeah.
So I kind of avoid it because I felt a little bit...
It is to Strange Bedfellows what Tu Wong Fu Julian Newmar was to
and
Priscilla.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
I only watched that for the first time finally about 2 years ago. I couldn't make it through. Regardless, I wanted to see it because Wesley Snipes playing a transgender, you know, drag queen. And, you know, Patrick Swayze in one role that I'd never seen him in, and the movie was just shit.
It was. So what's your favourite Adam Sandler film, other than
this particular film? Oh, that's
I'm going to go for Happy Gilmore. I think that's just...
I'm probably going to say Billy Madison.
Really?
Maybe.
Yeah? Okay.
Maybe Billy Madison. Like, I mean, that was my introduction. I mean, I'd seen Airheads, and I'd seen Mixed Nuts or Lifesavers. And I knew the SNL staff, because that stuff would have been on Fox around that time. Can't remember now.
Yeah.
But Billy Madison, I remember seeing a scene on like the MTV Movie Awards and going, "Oh my god, I've got to see this movie!" And then I saw it, and I still hold that film in really high regard. That's got replay value.
I was living in Vancouver when they were shooting Happy Gilmore, and I didn't know who Adam Sandler was. This is what 95 at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember twice I accidentally stumbled on the set because I would walk around looking for movie sets. For the first time, I was at a driving range that was in place called Park Royal in West Vancouver, and just having I was taking golf lessons, so I was there, and then all of a sudden, like, it got shut down because this movie was moving in. Right. Hung around, and in comes this guy, goofy looking, wearing a hockey, jersey, and didn't think much of it, and then later on, about 3 weeks later, caught them at a golf course. Shooting stuff, which was the Bob Barker scene.
Yes,
on the ocean.
The price is wrong, bitch.
Yeah, that's right. and then sort of found out who he was when it came and hit cinemas, and all of a sudden, wow, I watched that getting made, and Happy Gilmore's a great film.
Oh, it's a classic.
It is.
Yeah, it's a I do have that's actually what I was going to mention.
Mm.
Funnily enough, Anger Management was released around the same time, maybe in the same year. It might have been 2002 as well.
Yeah.
And both, he has issues with anger.
Oh, he has, but that's a running thing through a motive in a lot of his films.
It's true with Happy Gilmore, but these two films having such a key focus on that, him trying to seek therapy in Punch Drunk Love, him being forced to undergo therapy in Anger Management.
And I think both of those films,
that's a bloody good film. Did you like that?
Yeah, I did. Both of those films are playing into his already established character traits. You know, like if you've ever listened to his CDs, it's always either very sweet or very angry.
Yeah,
There's not a lot of in between.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
They're gonna laugh at you. Why don't you play with your cock and balls from Mama?
So what was your least satisfying Adam Sandler? Not the worst.
Well,
Let's not say the worst, but the least satisfying.
Least satisfying. Well, I mean, it's probably a cop out to say Going Overboard, which is the very first.
Oh yeah, I don't really even count that.
No. Well, I think Blended, the new one.
Really? I
hated it. Yeah.
I didn't think it was that bad.
I did.
I didn't think it was that bad. I didn't think it was great.
Well, but Jack and Jill's probably
up there.
Jack
and Jill was the worst.
Yeah.
That was a piece of shit.
It was.
But that's my boy. Surprisingly quite funny. Actually,
oh, that was great.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
I was surprised.
Oh, actually,
I watched it hungover, thinking I need to watch a comedy that isn't funny, but I need to feel good.
Talking about him being serious, if only it was slightly shorter, or a lot shorter, Funny People. I think he's amazing.
Yeah, that was painfully long. You're right.
But if that had been a 90-minute film, his
performance was really quite good. I think everyone was sort of on the money.
Well, his performance in that was very similar to Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah,
you know,
jaded. Well, actually, no,
depressed.
You know, but depressed. Yeah, but he was quite jaded in Funny People. But yeah, that was an interesting turn to see like Seth Rogen play a serious role, because at that point we haven't really seen him do much of that.
So, what do you make of the title Punch Drunk Love?
That's a really good question.
I just saw it written on a piece of paper, and I'm like,
it's one of those titles I've never even considered.
Yeah, Punch Drunk Love. Let's brainstorm this for a minute. I mean, Love struck him fairly hard, I guess.
Yeah.
Like sucker punched.
Yeah, I guess it's, I guess Punch Drunk Love is that kind of, doing things just off the cuff, completely going at it maybe with full force, and he seems to commit to it. Once he's in there, he's committed. I don't know. Maybe he's going at it with full force.
Well, hit us up on Facebook. Let's have a discussion and talk about Punch Drunk Love. I think that's because nothing is unintentional with Paul Thomas Anderson.
That's the thing, and I think about all the other films. You think about Magnolia, and even then, it's got the imagery on the front. Poster and Boogie Nights always make perfect sense. The Master. Yeah. There Will Be Blood. These are all titles that are quite relative to the substance material of the film. But Punch Drunk Love is a little bit.
I'd love to know backstory. Like, was the? It kind of almost sounds like it could be a film that was worked around a title. Come up with the words Punch Drunk Love. Sprung out of you, and you're like, well, let's make a movie called Punch Drunk Love. Yeah, we should explore that. But anyway, that's pretty much our focus film for the week. Punch Drunk Love. It's fantastic.
What a film!
Everyone that hasn't seen it should definitely see it.
Absolutely, it's a travesty. It hasn't been released on Blu-ray yet, but it's still freely available on DVD. So we encourage you to find it.
To do it.
Yeah, and I mean, P.T. Anderson's got a brand new film coming out on March 12th here in Australia, Inherent Vice. So
looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm psyched.
But it's long, isn't it? It's another long one.
Yeah,
I think it's 3 hours.
That.
Yeah, I can too, but like I said to you, There Will Be Blood for me was a bit of a stretch. It just sort of, I lost it. Didn't lose its mojo. I lost interest in it. Magnificent. It is magnificent, but I wish it was shorter.
I remember when I came back to watch it, I think the second and the third time, thinking, oh man, it's so long. Am I going to be able to do this? I love it, and then I put it on and I'm lost. And just
Magnolia is not long enough. Like I could just keep.
I think because it's so dialogue driven. It's so many different characters.
Great characters. Yeah, fleshed out.
Whereas this is the part of the movie.
Whereas There Will Be Blood is just one person you're with the whole time.
Beautiful.
All right, let's move on. Obscurities.
Drink your milkshake.
Obscurities.
Obscurities.
Do you have an obscure movie that we can talk about?
I didn't bring one tonight.
I'm
just kidding.
No!
Psych. I got 2 pages on it. Are you ready?
All right.
Okay.
All right, hang on. Get ready, because Jarret has an obscure film he'd like to share.
Get comfortable. Take off your trousers.
Already done.
All right. Okay, so my obscure film for the week is a film from 1990 called Trust. It's one of my all-time favourite films, in fact. directed by Hal Hartley.
Oh, of course, yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, it's sacrilege. It's available on Blu-ray through
Yeah, I know it, but I don't think I've seen it.
You can pick it up on eBay locally from any seller for about $7.
Hal Hartley's a filmmaker that never quite did it for me.
Right.
All right, tell us about it.
All right, so this is a bit of a synopsis of it. So we've got Maria, who's a directionless 17-year-old. She declares to her parents that she's dropping out of school to have the baby of her high school sweetheart. Upon hearing the news, her father falls to the floor, suffering a fatal heart attack, and her mother attributes the blame to her. Then there's Matthew, a brilliant yet socially inept, early 30-something. I'm just thinking now how, this is quite similar to Punch Drunk Love.
Right.
But anyway, a brilliant yet socially inept, early 30-something. He lives a sheltered lifestyle under the strict rule of his overbearing father. His day job is unstably at odds with both his ethics and better judgment, and one day the fracture is so great that Matthew quits in a volatile manner. Now the pair meet and form a curious connection that borders on a platonic friendship and an unconventional romance. This bond enables both to grow from their stunted personal states into individuals worthy of admiration. So that's the synopsis. It's directed by Hal Hartley, as I mentioned before. This was his second feature following his successful Sundance Film Festival debut, The Unbelievable Truth, which also had Adriana Shelley in it, who plays the lead Maria in this. Hartley's writing and direction is unlike anyone who came prior or has come since. There's comparisons drawn between Jim Jarmusch and David Mamet.
Yep.
The only similarities I see with...
And a bit of Wim Wenders. There's a bit of... I think you put him in the same pool.
Yeah, I think because they're all coming out of that sort of period in time in cinema. But the only similarities I see between, his work and Jim's works is that they're both quite visual. They take sort of ordinary environments and turn them into extraordinary canvases.
Sure.
It can sort of be said that Hartley and Jim, they were fiercely independent and wild in their storytelling style, whereas the Mamet references I say probably attributed to Hartley's theatrical performance style, where it feels at times like you're watching a play unfold before your eyes on the screen. However, when Mamet's works adapt to the screen, they always play to that medium, so it plays as a film. And Hartley's writing and direction is earnest, though at times absurd, much like Punch Drunk Love, which always makes for both compelling and humorous viewing. The style's understated, though not too subtle, which kind of sounds contradictory, but it's a fascinating balance. And now both the leads, Martin Donovan and Adrian Shelley's performances, along with the rest of the cast in Trust, they're so carefully restrained and at points emotionless, which only draws more power and attention to Hartley's beautiful and telling dialogue. And it's difficult to imagine how hard it would have been as an actor to deliver a performance that's seemingly void of emotion but filled with so much subtext. And before I wrap it, there's a couple quotes because I think Hartley's writing is just so exceptional.
Sure.
I mean, without the context of watching the film, some of the lines might not deliver. But anyway, two of the lines from Matthew is that he says in regards because he's a bit of a technical genius, he can pretty much fix anything electronic. But he has a line where he's doing a job he doesn't want to do, which is the job he's had to take up. And against his ethics, he says, I've had a bad day. I had to subvert my principles and kowtow to an idiot. Television makes these daily sacrifices possible. It deadens the inner core of my being, which I quite like. And he's a big advocate against television. Walks into a bar earlier in the film, and the TV's playing. They're quickly like, "Sorry, Matthew," and they quickly turn the TV off, and everyone sort of freaks out. Another one that I like, which without the context of the film, I don't know if it actually sounds that good, but I like it.
Give it a crack.
Family's like a gun. You point it in the wrong direction, and you're going to kill somebody.
No, that works.
I like that.
That works. It is good.
And now this is Maria's. I've only got one of her lines, but Jesus, line just fucking really resonates with me, and resonated with me from the moment I saw it. As I think I would have been 12 or 13. And it's I'm looking at this guy, right, and I looked at him a lot before, so I know that I have this little piece of him actually in me, physically in me, and it makes me feel completely different. I don't know, sort of special or something. So I'm talking to him. And I realize he doesn't even see me, and I'm wondering what it is he is seeing when he did this. I go over in my head, and now I know what it was he was seeing. It's really simple. He's seeing my legs, he's seeing my breasts, my ass, my mouth, he's seeing my cunt. How can I have ever been so stupid? That's really all there is of me to see, isn't there?
That's beautiful.
And it's a really beautiful line she delivers to a nurse in an abortion clinic.
I was going to say, because she says he's physically inside me. I mean, is there...
Oh, no, she's talking about the baby. Yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
Wow.
But My final thing is Trust's a work of true beauty from its unique direction, poetic performances, hauntingly emotive yet uplifting score to its sumptuous cinematography. It's a modern classic of the highest order, and this year marks its 25th anniversary.
And is there a release? Because I will go get this one.
Yeah, well, it's locally available on DVD, and I recommend the DVD. Pick it up off eBay. You'll pay $6 or $7. Do it before you put the podcast up, otherwise other people are going to buy it, because this movie is just fucking incredible.
I'll definitely, because I haven't seen it, and I must say, when I was
So
going
good.
through film school, Hal Hartley was one of those filmmakers I avoided because, you know, I considered
Wanky and arty.
And I just rejected that whole scene.
Yeah.
So he was one of those filmmakers.
Now it's cool, probably, to like him again, you know,
Yeah,
because
it's
no
just
one
so
talks
pretentious
about him.
back then.
Yeah, absolutely. He's off the map. He's still
But
making films.
I do
but-
like some of his films, so
Yeah.
okay, cool. I'll go back to that
But
one.
now I think it's the time. I think
Trust.
it's the time to do it.
You
So
can-
what's your
you can
obscurity?
trust I will.
Oh.
My obscurity is it's a little romantic comedy called Take Me Home.
Take Me Home.
Which I think
hang on, Take Me Home. Is this the one with Topher Grace?
No.
Okay.
That was Take Me Home Tonight, I think.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah, no, this is
I
Take
like
Me
that
Home.
one.
Yeah, it's not bad. This one is very cool. It's I think it was 2009, perhaps.
Okay.
I really should have got the date, but
Wow.
it's directed by an actor called Sam Yeager, and he also co-stars with his wife Amber Yeager. I'll
The
go through a bit of a synopsis here for you.
The Jägermeisters.
Sam Yeager plays.
Sorry.
He plays Tom, and he's an unemployed guy who's been thrown out of his apartment by his landlord, and he becomes an illegal cab driver in New York City. And his wife Amber plays Claire, and she's a woman who discovers that her partner's been cheating on her. And at that very same moment, when she's on the street crying, she gets a phone call to learn that her father's just had a heart attack. Now he lives in California, and in this moment of reckless abandonment, and she's in panic, and she just hops into his cab, and she flippantly tells him to drive to California. She's sort of, you know, drunk on grief, if you will.
Right.
So she just falls asleep in the cab, and he takes advantage of her frazzled state of mind and keeps driving. She wasn't quite serious that she wanted to go to California.
Yeah,
It's a flippant remark, and she wakes up in the middle of nowhere, and they're on a road trip, and all of a sudden, you know, heads butt, and they become absolute enemies.
Right.
But the road trip takes them across 13 destinations, and they find themselves in unpredictable circumstances, and obviously the animosity slowly
They sleep
grows
in
into
hotel
affection.
rooms, or
No,
they
it's
sleep
not
in
like
the
that.
car, or-
They sleep in the car.
Right.
They find themselves with no money whatsoever. And it's a really, really cute film. The soundtrack's fantastic. It's by a band called Boot Traps,
Okay.
who did the entire soundtrack. So
Right.
every song by them is very cool, like a cool Coldplay, if you will.
Okay.
But it also stars Victor Garber and Lynn Shay.
Okay. Lynn Shay's in everything.
She is.
Was it produced by New Line?
No.
Okay.
No, it's a completely independent film. Sam and Amber Yeager just produced it themselves.
The Jägermeisters.
Yeah, it took them 7 years to get done.
Wow.
In Australia, the only release it's ever had is through Peacock, so therefore you can't get it in a
Right.
retail environment. But yeah, Take Me Home, look it up. There is a
Take Me
website,
Home. Okay.
takemehomemovie.com, and
Yeah.
it's still current. And you can buy
Right.
it from there. You can
Yeah.
stream it online. They've got Netflix. They've got all of it there.
Okay. Cool.
Definitely recommend it. It's very funny. It's very it's really genuine
So
and
they
sincere.
wrote, directed it,
Yeah.
and they star in it.
And they star in it. And the
Wow,
chemistry is
that's great.
clearly really good.
Yeah.
And the whole film is two people in the cab driving across country.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, enemies become lovers type of thing. But it's the journey between that that's
Lovers
really
become enemies, become lovers.
kind of it's just the stress of the grief as well as the love,
Right.
and the both dealing with, you know, complete adversity and
Mm.
joining each other. It's just great. Take Me
Okay.
Home, definitely
Take Me Home.
worth a look. And like I said, buy it from the website. It's cool.
Excellent. All right, I'll have to have a look at that one. I like
What
the
does
sound
that
of
take
it.
us to? That takes us to, I think we're up to guilty pleasure time.
Guilty.
I don't want to do two in a row, so you can go for the guilty pleasure.
Okay, guilty pleasure is one that I'm surprised that you didn't mention when we did the mentioning of all those romantic films.
Yeah.
The one I had to hold back on is
Who's in it? Who's in it?
Christian Slater.
Not Heather's.
No,
Okay, it's not romantic.
no, and that's not a guilty pleasure.
No.
I mean, that's a pretty good film.
Oh, guilty pleasure. Okay, let's try and think. Can I have a couple of guesses?
Yeah,
Christian, it's not Robin Hood.
no. Did he have a romance in that?
with himself?
It's not name in the name,
Name
of
of
the
the
father.
Rose.
Name
No.
of the Rose.
Name
sorry,
of the
it's
Rose.
not.
No, because I think he has a fat love scene with himself in that one.
Oh, great. Yes.
No, I won't. What?
No? Oh, Untamed Heart with
Oh,
Stone.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Is that a guilty pleasure?
Well, look, I had thought about it the other day. It's not that
suppose
it's
so.
not sitting on a bad rating on IMDb, but it's one of those kind of films that you probably just don't go up to strangers and say, someone goes, what's a film that really hits your emotional core? And I go, Untamed Heart. They'd be like, oh, right, yeah, okay.
Well, here's a question for
like,
you.
well, I don't want to talk to you.
Should I sell my copy of Untamed Heart at my video store because I need to make room for other films? Because that was in my pile of contenders to go.
That's tragic.
And I can't part with some of these,
No. I know, it's...
And it hasn't performed well. It's not like it sits on the
I
shelf
don't
rented.
think there's going to be like a renaissance of Untamed
No.
Heart, to be honest. Maybe
But-
after I read this review, you're going to have a few.
All right,
But no,
shoot.
but I just mean, I don't know. I don't think, I actually did a search the other day to see if it was available anywhere in the world on Blu-ray.
Yeah,
No.
Okay.
Still only available.
Well, I can tell you what, I'm not getting rid of Pump Up the Volume. So anyway,
That's
you can
classic.
go
Alright,
through.
sir. Okay, so a little synopsis on Untamed Heart. After Adam rescues Carolyn from a physical attack at the hands of two inebriated would-be rapists, she sees beyond the quiet and simple demeanour he projects. She sees into his heart. Unfortunately, Adam believes he bears the heart of a baboon king, when in reality it's merely his own diseased heart. Abandoned at an early age, Adam grew up under the wing of nuns in an orphanage, I feel like I'm reading a story, don't I? I'm going to continue to do that. Who console him with fairy tales to cope with his own troubled health. For this reason, Adam refuses any medical assistance to aid his terminal condition, as he values the unique heart he believes that he would bestow, and that loves Carolyn the way he does. From that point forth, you realise it's going to be one of those tragic romances, and despite being armed with an all-knowing ability to predict how the film will transpire, it still successfully reaches in and rips out your heart. That's a synopsis.
I think I will sell it.
Dude. Okay, well, let me give you some more. So Marissa May's portrayal of Carolyn is flawless. Well, maybe not her Midwestern Minnesota accent, because she definitely still sounds like she's from Brooklyn. But you genuinely feel for her character, from the heartbreak early on in the film to the confronting assault, and finally to her relationship woes with Adam. To May's physical allure is only outweighed by her character's incredible inner beauty. In my belief, it's impossible not to fall for Carolyn. From the age of 13, when I first saw the film, she was my blueprint for the perfect woman. And it's lucky for me that that girl existed and now she's my wife. But on the surface, Untamed Heart is a beautiful fairy tale romance, albeit a tragic one. But underneath the sweet veneer exists a story of an obsessed stalker, Adam, who regularly follows Carolyn home in the shadows, waiting for an opportunity to become her knight in shining armour. And by his own admission has broken into her house on many occasions to simply watch her sleep, as she has such peace. That's a bit of a creepy thing that I only really picked up on watching this time around. I was like, he just admitted he'd broken into the house several times before you guys were seeing one another. And yeah, anyway, so that was kind of weird. And Danny's like, don't think of it that way. And I'm like, I know, I love this movie, but I'm just looking at all the, the angles here. This is a bit weird. Anyway, here's a bit of trivia for you, though.
Right.
I recently discovered there's two cuts of the film that exist.
Didn't know that.
No, the international theatrical cut and a European cut. The only difference between the two, to the best of my knowledge, being a shot of Adam and Carolyn's first intimate encounter. The shot in question is an open frame of Adam touching Carolyn's breasts. That's right, folks, you see Tomei's 27-year-old boobs. And despite them being quite the sight for a Tomei enthusiast such as myself, and I'm guessing you, Glenn, the film plays better without them, as it retains a broader appeal and keeps the fairy tale nature of the piece. That said, you can jump on the internet and go to Dailymotion and see.
I do not buy the fact that it plays better without the boobs.
This is a movie you could watch, with everybody. You could watch with young children, and it's a sweet kind of romance, and it's nice, and it's feel good.
Are we talking European cut?
No, the American cut. The European cut's fairly good.
I'm obsessed with this European cut now.
But I had to see it, obviously. And yeah, I found out that the version of it was on Netflix some time ago. But yeah, I jumped on the net, Googled it, and there's a clip of it on Dailymotion, and then I watched the clip from the film to see, and I went, it's the exact same shot, but they've just cropped it.
I couldn't watch the European
boobs
cut.
Are there,
I couldn't watch it because my pause button's broken and...
You need to see it. Yeah, you need to see it. You just need the
Is this like
A-B, dude, where it just keeps rewinding that same sequence.
And are they like, do they have screen time, or is it just a fleeting moment?
They're on there. They're on there for like a, probably, I don't know, maybe, I didn't time it, but they seem like they're on for, yeah, absolutely.
Young, perky boobs.
They're beautiful, but they're just, it doesn't have a place in the film. Okay. But it was great to know that this exists, and I'm like, if I was 13 and saw this, I would have loved it.
Yeah.
But I don't yeah, I just don't know. But it's weird to think, like, over 20 years later, I'm really finding out that...
Wow.
And because then she did a film called Slums of Beverly Hills, but she had a body double.
Sure.
So you didn't see boobs.
She was done with that.
And then she didn't get them out until, like, Before the Devil Knew She
So
Dead
she
and the
became a
Wrestler
mature actress.
Yeah, until she had to get them out.
Yeah.
So she got them out early in the
Pay the
piece, and then
bills.
she got them out. And this is after she won the Oscar for My Cousin Vinny too. Remember?
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, so yeah, there was
Okay.
boobs.
All right.
There will be boobs.
Well, I haven't seen that in a long time either, but it was...
Jump on Daily Motion, check out those
All right,
boobs.
I
But
can't
no,
wait.
the movie is fantastic. It's just
Okay, there's a lot of segues
Tragic
there
and beautiful.
to my guilty pleasure.
I can't wait to
I
find
mean,
out what this is.
first of all,
We've been talking it up all week.
we're connected by boobs. We're
Right.
connected by young.
We all are.
We're connected by
Yeah.
young perky boobs, and we're
Right.
connected by being 13 years old and
Right.
wearing that fucking tape down.
Wearing the
VHS, like
it's not Fast Times at Richmond High, is it?
no.
'Cause I was thinking, that's not a rom-com. That tape got well worn during that whole
Yeah,
scene.
Jesus, man, I watched that one recently actually with the kids.
It's like a classic.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to see that. Yeah, I kinda
Spicoli,
feel like,
Spicoli.
yeah.
Anyway, my guilty pleasure is genuinely a guilty pleasure, and I say that because of the fact that it feels very incestuous. It feels very pervy to watch it. Makes me feel
Oh no, it's not the Blue Lagoon or something, is it?
close. It makes me
Return
feel
to the Blue Lagoon?
No, it makes me feel very icky.
Paradise.
But it's got fob factor, and that is full of boobs. And
What is it? What is it?
Blame It on Rio.
Oh, Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Oh.
And I'll tell you why this is a really awkward film. And
Is
as
it
much
his
as
niece or?
well,
what's it?
it's a
Yeah.
guilty pleasure because when I was 13 years old,
Yeah.
I saw past the story and I saw boobs.
Yeah.
But it essentially involves two married men going on vacations with their daughters,
Yes,
and one
that's
of them falls in love with the other friend's daughter, and he's a father figure to her, and it's just really icky and it's really booby, and it's like
That's so weird.
As a kid, I loved the shit out of it.
It's amazing they made this movie.
Yeah, we had a bit of a flicker, but we're still recording. Blame It on Rio is just, it's such a guilty pleasure, I can't bring myself to watch it much.
I need to see it again now. 'Cause
Yeah.
I haven't seen it since the days of video. But yeah, I knew that there was some that it came from at a weird angle.
And I think there was controversy at the time because they established these characters to be so much of he is a father figure. When her dad's away, he is the man.
He's been grooming.
He's grooming her. And back then you could get away with that kind of stuff. Like you said, the Blue Lagoon, you could
It was
put...
different back then. You know, pedophilia wasn't what it is today.
No, you could put nude Brooke Shields in a film and get away with it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
And it's a pleasure to watch. But
Yeah, well, Blame It on Rio.
yeah, Blame It on Rio is that's an icky film, and I don't feel good about it. But it's boobtastic.
Yeah, look, that's interesting. I'm definitely going to have to revisit that one for Michael Caine's performance.
Well, we're gonna. I've got some trivia. I've got some trivia to tell you,
Weird.
and I think
Yes.
this actress has shown her boobies.
Right.
Meg Ryan, I believe. Maybe in the cut we saw some Norks.
Oh, that was a shit.
Yeah,
I didn't really dig that. It was Jane Campion, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, it was
I
good.
hated it.
I think I watched it because Mark Ruffalo was in it.
It
was one
was.
of his earlier films.
I really
The
detested
film
it.
was shit.
Yeah,
and it drew a lot of controversy at the time because I think they had a penis or an erection or something.
Yeah, it was a very
And on
highly
there for
sexualized film, but
but the film was shit.
it made me feel grotty.
Was it like
It's
kind of an
really-
erotic charged thriller, but it was just not.
Well,
really
it was a
thrilling?
really grotty film. Like I felt
Yeah.
really yucky when I
Felt-
watched it.
yeah.
Anyway, that's not my trivia.
It's not a Paul Verhoeven film.
No. Here's my
Made
trivia.
you
Is
feel
that,
good after watching his films.
yeah, Flesh and Blood felt great after that.
Showgirls.
Jesus, man, it's
Basic.
all rape and
It's-
shit. Yeah.
yeah.
He loves
There's
to
that.
abuse women.
Yeah.
Allegedly. So my trivia is Meg Ryan. She only got her role in Sleepless in Seattle after Julia Roberts, Kim Basinger, Jodie Foster, Michelle Pfeiffer, and Jennifer Jason Leigh all turned down the role.
Was this Sleepless in Seattle?
Yes.
Really?
They all turned down the role, and she took it.
Wow.
And makes sense because her
Yeah.
and Tom Hanks have great chemistry.
They do. They do.
They've done three films together. Joe versus the Volcano.
Oh no, 4 because they didn't. Did they do that one
You've
that
got
came out
me.
through Pinnacle?
What's that one?
The one where they're on a moped on the thing.
Larry Crown. That was
Larry
Julia
Crown.
Roberts.
Oh,
Julia
okay,
Roberts.
fair enough.
Written
There you
by Nia Vardalos, who did My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's it. Meg Ryan got that film after all of those
Wow,
women
all
turned
that
it down.
rejection.
Yeah, and it's a great film. I love it. I think Tom Hanks in that.
Yeah.
That's probably the last of Tom Hanks's really, really good comedic roles.
Yeah.
There's a scene in that when he's trying to tell his son where New York is on the map.
Yeah.
Brilliant moment, you know. Anyway,
Yeah.
You got some trivia for me?
I do. I've got a piece of trivia involving Meg Ryan.
Are you serious?
That's why I said fuck off. I'm
Fuck,
like,
man.
don't tell me you're going to steal my trivia. But you didn't steal my trivia. It's in fact, you know the Meg Ryan, Hugh Jackman film Kate and Leopold?
Yes.
Well, I did read this in a book some time ago. There's a book called Down and Dirty Pictures, which was written by Joe Estevez. The guy, is that the same author who wrote?
Joe Estevez is one of the Estevezes. As in, there's a Joe Estevez that is the brother of Emilio.
Right. Is he the author though?
Don't know.
I'm pretty sure this is the author that wrote the Raging Bulls and Easy Riders.
Yeah, not.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm pretty sure he wrote the book, and I read this story, and it's all about like the sort of history of Miramax Pictures and what they would do to films and filmmakers and all that sort of stuff. But Kate and Leopold, the film Kate and Leopold, went under some extremely extensive editing before it was released theatrically, right down to like I think it was being edited a week prior to its theatrical opening nationwide in the States. It was the film tested so many times before they could get a cut that the audience were happy with. But the reasons that they were cutting the film was in the original cut it was implied that the Kate and Leopold characters were actually like distant genetic family.
Right.
Yes. So they were actually incestuous.
That's taking it one step further than blaming on
They
Rio.
removed a lot of the references, but apparently the director's cut, which is like 4 minutes longer on Blu-ray.
Can't say I enjoyed the film.
I can't say I've ever fucking watched it. I like the trivia.
Right.
Yeah, and apparently one of those scenes restores like just a slight hint of it, but not that much. But yeah, apparently it was. Obviously crowds were like, "That's a bit fucked up." Probably tested well in the South.
Yeah.
They're probably like, "Oh yeah,
oh yeah."
The closer the bloodline, the better. But yeah, anyway, so that's my trivia. So. And you know, I don't like Meg Ryan, dude. I used to love her in the 80s, like Inner Space.
Yeah,
and I loved her in the early 90s, but when she fucking took up with, was it Russell Crowe during Proof of Life?
Oh, look,
and left Dennis
when the
Quaid.
Botox hit.
And that was fucked up. Like,
it was.
I love Dennis Quaid. That dude's a champion.
Same.
And their chemistry in Inner Space is awesome. But yeah, that kind of shit, man, I lost a lot of respect for her. I tried to get in there.
I never had a lot of respect for her as a... That's not
I didn't know. I liked her films. I thought
80s
she was
great.
I thought she was really cute,
very
and bubbly.
cute, very cute.
But then she did that, and that kind of pissed me off.
She tried to hold on to her cuteness for too long. Like even now, she's still trying. Like she does movies like was it The Women or something like that.
I don't know.
She's trying to hold on to it still. You know, with the curly ringlet hair.
Just fuck off and die already. Yeah. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding, Meg, if you're listening.
Oh, she's in the next
really
Nicholas Sparks movie.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Well, she was in Message in a Bottle.
Was she?
That was her, wasn't it?
No, that was, what's her name? Robin Wright.
That was
Penn, I think, when she was still a Penn.
Has she been in a Nicholas
Just
Sparks
before Sean Penn was finished beating her. No, that's awful. This is so misogynistic.
You are really...
I'm sorry. Robin Wright's awesome, and Sean Penn's good when he's not around Robin Wright.
Yeah, this is the Valentine's Day special.
True. Robin Wright, yeah.
So before we wrap things up, we are going to have a rapid fire of things.
I just got to repeat that. Sean Penn. Robin Wright. Why the look they coming home with me?
And they had a couple of little scribblers.
I'm sorry.
Being that this is a Valentine's special,
yes.
is there any Valentines that you'd like to send your lovely lady?
Oh man, I should have. Yeah, you didn't give me a heads up about this.
I didn't think of it until halfway through this. But we planned this.
I kind of did a shout out during Untamed Love. She's my
yeah, I love that. That was a really nice
she's my
moment.
Carolyn. She's my perfect.
That's the moment I put my pants back on.
Yeah.
I realised there's only
one
for you.
That's all right, Glenn. We'll wrap up soon.
There's only so far this bromance can go.
Oh, actually, on the topic of that, I'm moving around.
He's taking his pants off.
And I've actually got a gift for you.
Ooh, I like this gift.
Here it is.
Oh my god!
I managed to pick up a second-hand copy,
but
it's the original cut.
Okay, this is... Jared has just handed me a copy of Wrong Turn Part 6, Last Resort.
Yeah.
Unrated. You know, if this was in Australia, it would have an R rating, but still say unrated. Still say unrated.
Yeah, better be rated.
Backstory on that. Why have you given this to me?
Well, because we've been discussing it. We both know it's not going to be the greatest, but we need it kind of for the series.
But what happened to Wrong Turn?
Well, this one's been recalled in the United States because there's a photo in the background of a scene, and it's just so, such a small sort of thing, but it's a photo of someone's grandmother that's passed away, and they put it on a missing person sheet, I think, and it says, missing old man sort of thing, blah, blah. So it's disrespectful to the family.
They didn't have permission
and
to
they
use
didn't have
the
permission to
image,
use it, and then they've set it to man, and in any case, they did a big recall across the United States.
The film has been recalled and now clocks up quite a penny on the auction sites. And
but you're gonna have to take that to work and put it through one of the disc wizards because it arrived and it was loose in the case, but I think it was already pretty.
Dude, I
scratch.
fucking love it.
But at least you got it, man. So that's the most important thing.
I love you, man.
I'm sure it won't affect play, but there you go, dude.
Awesome! I'm excited.
And that's why I couldn't show you the photo because I've just managed to get Wrong Turn 6 on Blu-ray recently, like in the last week as well. In fact, 2 copies.
Great.
Because I plan to sell one to make some money, but they're both watered down.
Thanks, man. I've just received a Valentine's present.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Romance
special. And I've got one for you. I've got a Kurosawa's Dreams I'm going to give you.
Oh, awesome.
Bam!
It's a win-win situation.
Wow,
here.
lots of love in this room. So my little Valentine to my sweetheart Melissa would be, you complete me.
Oh, look out.
Will she listen far enough in to hear that? I'm not going to tell it's there.
I don't know, but she's a really good shot, dude. So you might want to tell her that you put something in there special. Otherwise, she might put a little bit of hot lead in you.
My missus comes packing. Alrighty, so we're going to finish this bastard up.
Yes.
This has been our Valentine's Day special. We hope you got something out of that. I think I sure did. I got a Wrong Turn 6 out of that.
Yeah, it worked out nicely.
Yeah. So we're going to move on to wrap it up with a rapid fire. We did this on the last episode. We're going to just list at quick succession a list of films we've watched since our last podcast, and this may become a regular feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? So you go first. We'll go one at a time. I think you have got more than me because I sat through Veronica Mars recently, which took up a lot of screen time.
I thought we don't talk about TV.
No, we don't.
No, I just watched all the fall season.
Well, no, I'm explaining why I haven't watched as many as normal because I've been...
Right.
But I watched that series so I could get to the movie.
Makes sense.
See, all right.
There's an end game.
I've
just watched the full so I can get to 50 Shades of Grey.
No,
that's not true at all.
No, it's not. All right.
Okay, so I go one, you go one.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, the deep end of the ocean.
Nazis at the center of the earth.
American Sniper.
Hansel and Gretel.
Jennifer 8.
The Adventures of Itchy-Bod and Mr. Toad.
The Best of Me.
Badass 2.
Lemon Tree Passage.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Foxcatcher.
Return of the Killer Tomatoes.
The Grifters.
Killer Tomatoes Strike Back.
Shattered.
Killer Tomatoes Eat France.
Night at the Museum 3. Secret of the Tomb.
Autumn Blood.
Taken 3.
Veronica Mars.
Femme Fatale.
Stories We Tell.
Wormwood. Road of the Dead.
Son of a Gun.
Mordecai.
Tusk.
Kingsman, The Secret Service.
Housebound.
Matching Jack.
The Judge.
Poltergeist.
Rhapsody in Autumn.
One that I'm having difficulty pronouncing. Anthropophagus. I think that's how it's pronounced. The Grim Reaper.
Oh, my list has run out. Keep going.
Oh, Trust. A Most Violent Year.
Mm-hmm.
Untamed Heart.
Yeah.
And Punch Drunk Love. Alright.
I forgot Punch Drunk
I
Love.
know.
Oh, damn. Awesome. Okay,
Cool.
so that brings us to the end. We need to definitely give a mention to the fact that we've got our Killer Clown screening coming up.
Absolutely.
February 28th.
Close.
February 28th. Tickets are on sale now. If you either go to our events section of our website or the Val Cinemas website, you'll be able to buy tickets there. I believe they're $16.
I think so. Plus possibly booking.
So they're on sale now. They should go fast. The seats are limited. So
yes,
Killer
there's only
Clowns,
40 seats. There,
Killer
42
Clowns
seats.
from Outer Space. You can't miss it on the big screen. I bet you've never seen it on the big screen.
I've never seen it on a big screen.
No, neither have I. And
Yeah.
we're watching the Blu-ray version of it. It's going to be really high def. It's going to be beautiful.
It's going to be
looking.
so high def that
Oh, mate, yeah, we're going to be.
No, I'm excited. Like, the Val's been putting on some pretty cool films. Hopefully, Jose's listening and maybe he'll put on some Hal Harley films. Or
Yes.
P.T. Anderson films.
P.T. Anderson.
This
would
will
go
draw
down
the crowds
tree.
in.
It would go down the tree.
They're pretty hip.
I want to see Punch Drunk Love on a big screen again.
Yeah,
All the
absolutely.
colours. So,
quite
speaking of technical aesthetics, the music you've been listening to underneath our entire conversation has been composed by Daniel McDonald Sound Design. It is our fakechamp.net theme, and we're very lucky to have that. So.
Yeah, we're getting a lot of good feedback about that.
Absolutely, that was very highly complimented, so very lucky. Anything else to add before we go?
I just want to do a shout out to our good troll on YouTube that's getting onto all the videos and giving us a thumbs down. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. I at least hope that you've watched at least a second or two so it registers as a view. But thank you for the thumbs down. I appreciate your support, and we're going to continue to deliver the goods.
Absolutely.
So just please keep coming back and giving us the thumbs down.
Oh, look, there's nothing wrong with a thumbs down.
I love a good thumbs down.
Same here.
It gets me all, like, one thumbs down is better than a thumbs up because that means they're really
well, it's essentially
something out of it.
It's Siskel without the E-bird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, cool. All right, well, this has been the FakeShemp.net podcast, Valentine's Day special. Thank you for listening, and
Thank you.
we'll see you next time.
I thought we should give a shout out to the troll.